Why do I pay my employees under $4 an hour? How do I do it and why? Let's get into it. All right, guys, before I give you the secret sauce on how to actually get employees working for you for such a low wage to help you to grow your business as big as possible, we're gonna have to smash that like button and subscribe to get more information from me. Okay, you might be asking yourself, Zach, how do you pay your employees $4 an hour? That literally makes no sense. Most people won't work for under $15 an hour here in the United States. Well, the secret here is I actually hire virtual assistants, or as they're known in a lot of industries, VAs. Virtual assistants are basically people who work remotely for you in your business doing a lot of different tasks. So they can either be doing coding and programming for you, they can do customer service, cold calling, just a regular assistant duties. They can be a receptionist for you. They can do manual like busy work. They can pull marketing lists for you. VAs have such a versatile, unique ability in your business that you can use, and they're very cheap. How cheap is it? It's usually under $4 an hour is what the average virtual assistant pay is. But Zach, why do I use VAs in my business? Why don't I just hire regular Americans? The truth here is Americans are really expensive workers. If I hired an American to do cold calling for me, I would have to pay him $15 an hour. And frankly, the work ethic of most Americans making $15 an hour is terrible. The expectations are always way too high. They all want to have health insurance. They all want you to give them a 401k matching. Like, the expectations of employees in the United States is insane. But if I go hire somebody to do cold calling for me in the Philippines, for example, they literally have just tiny accents. You can barely even recognize them, and they are diligent and extremely hardworking people. Why is this? It's because there's not many job opportunities in the Philippines for these people. So a lot of them work remote jobs for companies in the United States remote. And because of wages are so low there, the average pays like $2-3 an hour. So giving them $4-5 an hour they are actually one of the kings of the castles in the Philippines if you're paying them that. People in the Philippines work just extremely hard. It's really in their culture as a very hard work ethic. They're very good at understanding the roles in companies and just taking training very seriously, and they're very smart too. So they're really amazing employees to use. And if you're in a business where you can't afford to pay people $20 an hour for cold calling, you can literally use a VA to pay them $4 an hour, and they will work 10-12 hours. It is truly amazing the amount of work that they will do for such a low rate. Now, I'm not saying you're not exploiting these people. You're not exploiting VAs. They are happy to work those hours because it's really hard to find work where they're at. Now, granted, I got a lot of VAs that I pay $8-10-12 an hour, but they're extremely good at what they do. The average, though, on the bottom scale when you're starting out, finding someone is about $4 an hour. So these virtual assistants can do a lot of jobs for you that I'm not smart enough to do. Like, I don't know programming or coding. If I have a really good VA, you could pay them about $6 an hour just to program a WordPress site for you and make a website. They're really good at that. They know a lot about ClickFunnels and other type of entrepreneurship platforms that they can code and customize for you. I mean, if you look at the average United States computer programmer, they're making anywhere between $35 and $45 per hour. When you can pay a VA in the Pakistan or the Philippines or in India for $4-5 an hour, it is insane the amount of savings you can get with this. A lot of these virtual assistants actually have college degrees, they're extremely educated, and they're very hardworking. Now, when it comes to cold calling, that's where I have a lot of VAs that I used to hire, and I sort of still do on other tasks, but that's where I hired the most amount of VAs with cold calling. Again, I run a real estate wholesaling operation, so we cold call a lot of specialty lists to find people that are interested in selling the property. Then we go and buy the property for a discount and then sell the contract. It's wholesaling. You can click and find other videos on that on this channel here. But I use them specifically because they don't really have an accent. They're really good, and they follow the script exactly. I've used American cold callers. They want $15 an hour, and then after a little bit, maybe like a month or two, they want to get $20 an hour. They want a piece of the deal. You know, Filipino cold callers and cold callers from India with slight accents, they're really good. They found a lot of great deals for me, and it's honestly just an arbitrage. If I could pay someone here for $20 an hour, or I could pay them for $4 an hour, that difference is insane. Then I can hire even more cold callers and do more marketing for myself. So that is why I use VA so much in the cold calling. And in regular customer service, again, if you have an accent but you know English very well and you can pay $40 an hour, not $20,000 per year like the average receptionist or customer service person, it's pushing probably $30,000 right now. They can literally just answer all customer support tickets and emails all day for you. Then they can just sift through your emails for you. They can do a lot of administrative tasks, a lot of busy work. So let's say you have an Excel list and you need data stacking on that one. You can pay someone to do that. These people are very specialty on that. And at the end of the day, you have to think about this for yourself. Think of how much your time is worth. Is your time worth $80 if you're gonna spend 20 hours worth of work? It really isn't as an entrepreneur. And that's the way I use it for a VA. Maybe if I had to pay someone $20 an hour for 20 hours of work, maybe, then my time is worth it. But that means hiring an American for them to do the data work for me is not worth it. It's worth me doing it. But for $4 an hour, I can actually make an arbitrage on that time and use that for more income producing activities. So where can you find VAs? There's some really good ones that you can find. So here's some cool websites that you can to find virtual assistants that are ready to work and help you in your business. So one of the top job boards for virtual assistants is onlinejobs.ph, Upwork, and Zirtual. So those are virtual assistants. I hope you really enjoyed this video. This is exactly how I pay my employees $4 an hour and how I actually leverage the money I get with that to actually get more employees to help create more money for my business.